Yo, what is up? This is BySageD here, back for another video. Today's video, we are taking our first look at Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 4. So, in this game, well, obviously, it's very similar to the other ones. So, each year, they basically just make a new one, and they base it off the previous season. So, all the riders that were in the last season, they have them for this one. So, if they were number 1 last season, then they'll be number 1 in this game. So, Cooper Webb will be number 1 since he was the reigning champion for last season. So for the next game, Eli Tomac will have the number 1 plate. And that goes with 250 riders, so if they just moved up this year, they'll still be on the 250 in the game. And if they switch bikes or manufacturers, they'll still be with the previous one. And the tracks are based off the previous season. So this is the COVID game basically. So this is based off the COVID season. So there's a lot of tracks in Salt Lake City. So what I want to do is basically just quickly go over this new game. So look at the new layout and just see what's different, if it's any better or if there's not any changes at all. So this is what the home screen looks like. So I actually already started a single event just to try it out, so it wants me to continue that. And then there's notes on the update, recommended tracks, new downloadable content, and news. So that just takes us to the website. So, and then we have the options, so control configuration, you can change that if you want to, or just see what the controls are. And then right in the background we could see it's Ken Roxon because they actually have him back in the game. HUD menus, audio, image configuration, which I'm still like, I don't have it to where I want it. So I actually kind of have it brighter because it says to make this like to where it's hard to read, but this is down all the way and I could still like easily read it. So I kind of like put it this way. So I don't know. That's my biggest thing right there, is kind of looks bad, but this is a newer game, so it's actually meant for the Xbox One X, or whatever they're calling that, the Series X. So it's compatible with that, so it's actually 4K compatible, but since I'm on the Xbox One, it's not going to be 4K, unfortunately. And I don't really feel like spending, what, $600 to get a console just to play one game. So over to the single player tab, we have career, event, championship, compound. So obviously there's a new compound. Multiplayer, profile management. So basically it's just a bunch of pictures of the riders, and it looks like there's a cool little explosion effect, which I think is supposed to be like Roos getting kicked up. So create, we have track editor and rider customization. So this is my rider right now. So I did notice that you can't like change the size of the numbering and nickname, which is really weird. So I don't know if I haven't unlocked that yet, or if just you can't do that. So if that's the case, that sucks, because every other game you could change it. So of course there's celebration, so don't really care about these. Then we have extras, tutorials, downloadable content, and credits. And then up here we have the profile, so it shows all of our stuff. So total game time, I already have an hour on the game. That's probably from track editor. Total first place is 1. Credits, distance covered, and that's for each different category. So first thing we're going to do is actually do a little single event. So we'll start a new one, and then we'll go on the 450. And I thought there was 2 strokes, so I don't know where I get that. Maybe that's in career mode. Okay, so we're not going to do a full race. We're just going to go on there just to show off a little bit of the gameplay for now. So obviously here's all the tracks, and it's got the little track map kind of like spinning, which is pretty fancy. So that's the thing I've noticed about this game. They really don't change much of the gameplay. Really all they do is just change out the menu and stuff, which is kind of annoying, because I'd rather them change like the game physics more than the layout. Because even with track editor, we'll get into that later, it's basically the same. It's just they changed the layout, which to be honest, I do not like it at all. So we have Anaheim 1, St. Louis, Anaheim 2, Glendale, Oakland, San Diego, Tampa, Arlington, Atlanta, Daytona, and then COVID hits. Then we're going to Salt Lake City for the rest of the rounds. And then we have compound, which I have not gone on at all yet. So we have the motocross track, supercross track 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, this one's like in a cave. That's kind of cool. Online tracks, there's favorites, which you can favorite. So yes, I did favorite my own. Most downloaded, newest, and then my tracks, of course. So what I'm going to do is let's actually go to the first Salt Lake. Why not? And then we'll go with Cooper Webb. So here, all the settings are the same, just they made it look different in the menu. So we'll go ahead and start that. So everything's the same. Loading screen is just different layout. So has opening year, seats, indoor track, yes or no, length. So we actually had that information added in the third game. So it's still there, and loading screens are about the same time. So no major changes there. Okay, so it looks like I accidentally did it with raining, so that kind of sucks, but oh well, it doesn't matter. So here we go. We got the little preview show. It's Cooper Webb coming out. and it's kind of really dark on my screen. I know I'm on Xbox One, so if I want to see gameplay improvement, then I need to get the new Xbox. But all I'm gonna say is they could have made it a little bit better for the One, because it's kind of trash. Like, this looks like all the other games, but whatever, we'll just keep going. This is not a hate video, by the way, and this is my honest review. So once again, everything's the same, just different layouts. So we have start, bike setup, and exit. So let's go ahead and start. Alright, so gate dropped and we're going out. Controller is really vibrating, you can really feel that mud. Ooh, slipping and sliding. Okay, so I say this every game, but the controls are always more sensitive, especially turning. So it always takes me a while to kind of get adjusted to how the new game works. So it's not too bad. I think there was really a major difference from the second game to the third game. So, and it doesn't help that we're mud, so we're really sliding a lot. So obviously this is the third person, so there's actually a little bit like of water like on the screen, but not too much where it's in your way. But we can switch views. This is the little stabilized third person view. And if we go again, then we're in the new first person view, which is honestly a lot better than all the other games. You can see a little bit more of the bike when you come up front, but it kind of goes away when you have it tucked in. So, I mean, I think there's always room for improvement on this, but comparing it to the previous games, this is by far the best. I think the third game actually had the worst, in my opinion. So now we'll switch over, and then we have the goggles view. So obviously we'll get roost, and then a tear off will get pulled off. I don't know if it's automatic or if I have to press a button. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how to tear them off. Alright, so that's enough for this game. So let's actually exit out of this, and then we'll go look at something else. Alright, so let's actually go into the compound. Let's go ahead and check that out. So let's go on the 450 again. Alright, so let's go through all the riders real quick. And something that I liked they added, which is just something so small, but this makes a world of difference, is having the riders like actual picture next to their name. So I think that's really cool, especially for people that are not that into it, to be able to actually get a face next to the name. And then here is the official presets, which don't have any of them. So there is a lot of official presets, and then obviously you can have your own custom preset. So let's see, what is this like? So I feel like this might be like motocross track right here. Don't know. So pretty typical looking thing. So we have our barrier right here, so we can't go past that. It just kicks us back. So there's some cool rocks. If you want to do some enduro stuff, you can. Looks like I've got a little beach front. Let's see if it'll let us go near the water. Nope. It's going to throw us right back. But I do like how that barrier doesn't pop up till you get closer to it, so it doesn't ruin the aesthetic. So just like the other games, if you just ride up to a little thing, you can start a little race or time qualifying. So I'm assuming this is a Supercross track. So we'll just roam through this real quick. Don't know if I'm going the right way or not. So there's no tough blocks on it right now, but I think when you do a race, some will get thrown on there. So dirt's pretty cool. It's got like the shells in there because you're right at the beach. So I never really used the compound tracks. I didn't really see much of a use. But I think if they really want people to start using the compound a lot more, this is an idea that I'm going to pitch to them for free. So listen up, Milestone. I think you guys should make it to where track editor, you can actually do it on the compound. So like have a little field in the compound that you can actually build your own track on. So you build it in the track editor like it's a template. So it'd be like compound. It's like, you know how there's like the large outdoor, indoor, and all that stuff. I think there should be an option for compound, so it's smaller or whatever the size may be. And then you just build it, and you can just cycle through and place it on the compound. So I think that'd be cool if they added that. So if I go over here, there's a number 6 number plate. Don't know what that does. Okay, it's a collectible item. So there's 1 out of 20. So maybe I unlock something after collecting them all. Not quite sure. And there's a little water tower over here. So I guess we gotta look for collectibles. Don't know what that's gonna do. Let's see, can we do a backflip? Yes, we can. Just a little backy right there. There's like an actual little town down here. That is actually pretty cool. Interesting. I did not expect there to be like a little town in a Supercross game. So maybe there's more to unlock. That's what those barriers are for. Cause I don't know why I would go halfway through this house. Looks like there's a little cliff over here. Maybe this is where the other track is. Yes, it is. So this one actually has tough blocks laid out on it, which is weird. So it's really dark on my screen. I'm looking on my screen recorder and it's a lot brighter. So I think it's just my monitor is not the best. So short little track in here, nothing too crazy. But now I really want to collect all those collectibles. That's really making me want to see what I'm going to unlock or whatever it may be. So I think there's actually a lot more to Free Roam than the other games. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do some exploring on it here. Very cool. This is actually a compound that I'm actually kind of excited for. Alright, came to another little section over here. Just some random jumps, maybe set up for some freestyle. But I did see a number plate. Ooh, looks like I'm going to have to jump to hit that. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to go around and collect all these collectibles and let you guys know where they all are. And maybe I could do a video showing where all of them are. So if you guys don't have patience and just want to go out and collect them all, maybe that will be a video idea I can do. So we got 2 out of 20. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. So next thing we're going to look at is the track editor. So let's just go to a new track. So this is what I do not like at all. This white bar is down here the entire time, even when you're editing a track. So let's actually cycle through. So everything's the same, just different layout. So nothing new, no Daytona style. So like usual, it gives us the same standard starts that we can do. And then for turns, you have to cycle all the way through here, which I do not like at all. Because if I'm trying to get to a 90 or a 180, usually in the last game, I was just able to just go down real quick and get to it. But this one, I have to cycle all the way through. And I just got to my 180, which is very annoying. So I'm actually on page 6. So don't like how they did that. And then for straights, it's not too bad. There's just a few, but they did add this long straight, which is like this jump. So it's kind of weird how they just randomly added this weird module. And then to cycle through each tab, you have to hit these RB and LB. So color, they actually gave us to free. So last game's a DLC, but I mean, that's kind of useless. Nobody really used that. So this is what I'm talking about with the white thing right here is it's really hard to look and see what you have because it kind of blocks it. So you can't really view stuff from the side. Hopefully they fixed that. So specials are all the same. Jumps, I think they added just one jump. So obviously sand, which we can't do a sand table, which is what I wanted in the last game when I was making Daytona. So didn't really make any more sand options. But the only new thing we have is this half table, which is really weird. Don't understand the use of that. And then we have our whoops. So let's just quickly make a little track and then I'll validate it and play on it and show you something interesting that I noticed when I was doing my Arlington track. So everything seems normal, right? So I'm just going around this track, but let's say I crash and want to restart. So I'll do restart, but every time I restart, it kicks you off to the side. So like the old game, you can just sit there and hit restart and it'll put you straight back on the track. But for this, for some reason, it always kicks me off to either the right or the left. So that was very annoying when I was trying to do my hot lap, because every time I mess up, I would restart and just do a whole new lap. So when I would get it and then replay, I could just, you know, go from the very beginning to get all those clips. But I did realize to kind of fix it, you can just go to return to pit and then start, and it'll put you going straight back on. So it takes longer, but that's the best way to do that. So next we'll go ahead and finish this lap and then we'll do replay, and then I'll point out some problems there. So we're just going around looking at the replay. So you guys might have noticed in my last video, I actually have different angles usually, but for some reason I'm clicking on the different camera angles and, well, nothing is happening. And another thing is when you're in the little replay and do a photo mode, there's like this blue feather from the top and bottom. So if we go down on dirt, you can really see it. So that is really annoying for when I'm trying to get some B-roll of my track and then when I do my thumbnails. So that is something that I've noticed they need to fix in replay. So I guess the next thing we have to do is actually look at career mode. So I don't want to go too far into it just because I want to do a whole series on it, but we'll just quickly go over it. So here we go. Features. Hopefully this puts us on smaller bikes. Let's see. So here's my rider. Guess my number is 100, and that is looking like a 250 to me. All right, so there's a whole hub for this apparently. Every week you will have to prove your abilities in a race. Take to the track and do the best to get the credits and prestige. So this is like the second game. So the third game, they actually got rid of all of this for some reason, but I guess they're bringing it back now. So yeah, this is just like the second game. Abilities, the skill tree will let you unlock special abilities by spending your ability points. So that's interesting. Journal. The journal contains your entire adventure in the Monster Energy Supercross 4 career. So this is really cool, actually. So you can actually level up your abilities. So I can just like focus on cornering or maneuvers, quickness, or just go through everything this at the same time. So very interesting. So there's some training. There's no extra event. So there's stats and everything. Rivals. Join the pro league to be a part of rivals. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's go to training. See what this is. All right. So the lion, surgeon, showman, snake, lightning. Okay. Let's see what the lion is. All right. So let's see what this is. So this is going to force us to be on the compound. So I was surprised when the last game they went away with that. So I felt like there was less people actually playing on a compound because of that very reason. So I'm glad that they brought that back because I kind of like that feature. And with futures, you actually have to go through that before you can actually go into the pro area. So this is going to be really cool. So I can't wait to start my career series. All right, let's see. So I basically just have to pass people and stay on the track. And I lose points if they pass me back. Oh, so I crashed. So I just lost a bunch of points because all these people passed me. Ooh, hitting those tough blocks, trying to stay on here. And I went off the track, so that ends it right there. So you just got to pass them, stay on the track, don't get passed back. Ooh, just got passed by a bunch of people right there. Gonna have to get them back though. Ooh, case that. So these are pretty difficult. So they're not little easy little challenges. So they actually really help you get better at the game. Oh. Crashed. Oh, well, I guess I'm fine as long as I don't go off the track. Oh man, I'm really swerving all over the place. Alright, so I did not do good at all. Got 2 stars. So let's see, let's go on replay. Let's see if I can change the view. Nope, just changing riders. Okay, I can change the view on here. So maybe it's just the track editor that it won't let me change perspectives. So here's the helmet cam, side helmet cam, same from the other games. Okay, so I am able to change where it is maybe. Oh yeah, here we go. Can move that up right there. Looks like we have a new font this year. It's pretty cool. Oh, we have a whole... Okay, we have a lot of new fonts. Been waiting for this for a while now. Oh man, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what font to go with. Let's take off this neck brace so I can actually see. So let's look at all the gear. It's kind of the same. Don't really see any new stuff. Don't really have time to go look through all of these. But really cool how there's new fonts. Alright, so let's actually go to race 1. I guess we'll just quickly just go through here and then we'll reset it when I do my career video. So first one says 250 career round 1 of 3. So maybe that's just for futures. So I was hoping we're going to be on like 125s. But I guess we're just going to be on 250s going against some other people. So not like the pros yet. But I was really hoping for 125s. I wish they would have done that. They kind of made it seem like they're going to do that too. So kind of feel a little let down, to be honest. So I'm trying to figure out if this track is the same or if it's like the futures version. Not quite sure. Oh man, I'm so swirly. But it would be cool if they actually had it to where it's like the mellowed down version. Not quite 100% sure. But I'm thinking it might actually be. Because I know for in real life, the futures, they race on the same tracks, but they kind of mellow them down a little bit and make them a bit shorter. Alright, so we're slowly working our way up back from the pack. Just trying to learn the layout of this track. It's kind of weird. So right here, I'm actually struggling a lot. Ooh, rode that guy's head. Alright, so I worked my way up to 8th, which is not too bad. But I could have done a lot better. So there's the standings for the futures, which is pretty cool. So for the journal, it just shows everything we did. And here's the extra event. So let's do this and then we'll wrap up the video. So it's got to perform 4 whips. Alright, so that was 1 perfect whip, apparently. That didn't look too perfect to me, but that's what they're calling it. Oh, it says I have 0 whips. Maybe that wasn't from whip. I think that was just my jump. So really, this is the only spot I can do a whip, so. And it's going to count as a scrub. These jumps are just too low. And I ran out of time. Okay. So it doesn't let me do it again either. Alright, and we can go back to the main menu. So pretty cool how it's its own separate menu for career mode. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is just my quick overview of the new game. So if you guys do have this new game, let me know in the comments below what platform you have it on. So yeah, make sure you guys go check out the merch, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Peace out. Bye.